Hai and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Amira Afifah binti Abdul Latif. I will present you about introduction of Starbucks. First, Starbucks first opened in Seattle 1971. Starbucks has only one store when they started open in Pike Place Market in Seattle. Some of the best freshly roasted whole bean coffees in the entire world were sold out of this tiny cafe. Name of inspiration of Starbucks came from the whale Moby Dick from an English folktale. Howard Shaw entered Starbucks in 1981 and joined a year later. From the minute he sipped his first cup of Sumatra, Howard was fascinated with the cafe and joined Starbucks the following years. Charles bought Starbucks August 1987. Charles decided to temporarily leave Starbucks in order to start his own coffee shops, but he soon returned in order to buy Starbucks with the aid of regional investors in August 1987. Charles' desire to create a place where people could unwind and converse between work and home. Charles intended to restore the Italian coffee house costume in American because he wanted to offer a place where people could gather, unwind and chat between work and home. This is the headquarters of business are located in Seattle, Washington DC and are known as Starbucks USA. This is an example of Starbucks menu. They have espresso beverage, brew coffee, iced coffee and cold brew, hot chocolate, frappuccino blended beverage, Starbucks refresher drink, hot and iced tea. This is Howard Shaw, the interim CEO of Starbucks USA, and this is Narasimhan, the CEO role in April 2023.
Let's move on to Starbucks organizational structure. Starbucks in the United States follow a matrix organizational structure, where it simultaneously groups people and resources by function and product. Several product divisions of Starbucks USA encompasses divisions for coffee, merchandise, and baked goods. Meanwhile, Starbucks USA's functional divisions are divided into a few categories, such as marketing, finance, and human resource departments. Each employee in the two groups reports to two managers. Firstly, the functional manager, who evaluates their performance from a functional perspective, and secondly, the product manager. Hence, the members are known as two boss employees. Over time, team members are reassigned to new teams to make the most of human resources. Next, Starbucks has centralized authority. Each Starbucks department's decision-making is heavily centralized and takes place only at the corporate level. For instance, the Corporate Human Resources Division updates policies to apply to all Starbucks locations. This means that Starbucks focuses on ensuring that the operations of subordinates are unified instead of giving a chance of authority from the workers. This organizational structure is to ensure that all of the operations are coordinated towards an effective operation. And last but not least, Starbucks has global geographic structure. With a presence in 70 nations, Starbucks must make the most of its global divisions. The branches of Starbucks in the Western, Northwest, Southeast, and the Northeast of United States are further separated into the Americas. China and the Asia-Pacific region are second, followed by Europe, the Middle East, Russia, and Africa. Each branch has a senior executive who has the exception and freedom to modify tactics to fit the specific geographical area. Now let's move on to the issue. A significant economic recession is currently occurring in 2022. The recession is adversely impacted by several causes such as the rising cost of living, tightening financial conditions across the board, Russia's invasion of Ukraine, and the persisting COVID-19 disease. Due to the recession, managing companies become difficult and managers must adapt to the situation. The challenges brought by the recession have their own negative effects which may bring harm to the company. Hence, we will be explaining some of the possible challenges, effects, and lay out some recommendations that we think might be a good solution to Starbucks USA according to the principles of management. The first challenge faced by Starbucks USA is increase in crime. An increase in crime is one of the many causes of the recession. In the middle of 2022, Starbucks USA faced a lot of crimes, some of them being assaults and robberies. Some of Starbucks managers have complained to the company executives that employees have not felt safe amid the surge of crimes in and around each location of Starbucks. The situation also affected customer safety and mental health. As an effect of the increasing crimes, Starbucks shops need to be closed down. There aren't many options when worker safety is a problem, and closure was the one that was decided. Due to the worries about the safety of its employees, Starbucks USA has decided to close 16 of its locations on the West Coast. At the New York Times Dealbook event, Howard Schultz, the interim CEO of Starbucks, addressed the situation and stated that the decision was made in an effort to establish a safe workplace for the employees and customers. One recommendation that may be given for this challenge is to reopen stores in a safer location. Shutting stores down not only affects the company but also its employees, as employees lost their job, which is also their source of income. In planning, reopening stores in a safer location correlates to Starbucks' vision and strategy, which is to make its stores feel like a second home. This decision, which is made under unique circumstances, is meant to solve a particular problem and then be discarded. It is the type of planning referred to as a single-use plan.
Now we move to organizing. The challenge is worker unionizing. Recession-induced increase in living wage result in demand for higher pay or pay increase for employees. Workers at Starbucks USA start organizing to address their issue at work. The majority of coffee sector employees, according to the unionized workers, are overworked and underpaid. From the perspective of unionized workers, they believe that by uniting, they would not only improve their own standard of living but also set an example for other cafe and restaurant employees, giving them the courage to form an organization and defend their rights. The effect is no working relationship in an organization. Firstly, favoritism, bias and discrimination. Other problems like employee jealousy and discrimination will develop, making relationship between co-workers more difficult. Secondly, workers going against the company. The connection between employees and manager will also be impacted because employees no longer respect them and are acting in opposition to them. When a company is fully organized, this problem will cause it to fail. The recommendation is improve worker financial stability. Firstly, reorganize its employee wage. Starbucks has to strengthen its workers' financial security and restructure their pay in a fair and inclusive manner. Second, raise the worker wage in moderation. Going against the union workers and offering large raise just to the non-unionized can only lead to tense relations between employees and managers. Thus, Starbucks should think about gradually increase the workers' pay. The worker will feel satisfied and be less likely to band together to put additional pressure on the business as a result. To accomplish Starbucks' objective, employees will work together. So now we move to the next presenter.
So next, we will move to the challenge in leading. So the challenge was leadership uncertainty. But in March 2022, the news stated that the latest CEO of Starbucks, Kevin Johnson, decided to step down on the 1st of April 2022. It was a period when the company was dealing with challenges, including workers pushed to unionize due to the recession. As a result, Howard Schultz, the CEO of Starbucks from the year 1989 to 2000 and 2008 to 2017, returned to serve the company as an interim CEO in 2022 for the third time. Although it is recently reported by the media that a successor has been chosen to succeed interim CEO Howard Schultz on April 1, 2023, the issue remains that the company was facing leadership uncertainty when issues due to the recession arose. So the effects that we can see was shows bad or unproven leadership. That as Kevin Johnson resigned during the time when the company was having issues due to the recessions, the public was left with a negative view of Kevin Johnson's leadership. In the eyes of the public, not only in the business notorious for frequently changing its CEO, but the knowledge that our shop has to serve Starbucks for 3 terms give the public the notion that Starbucks has unproven leadership and that only our shop is capable of running the company. So we go to the recommendations that look for a candidate with strong leadership skills. As a recommendation, Starbucks should look carefully for someone with good leadership qualities to take the CEO positions. Starbucks CEO should be those who have the power, influence, personality, persuasions, and communication skills needed to coordinate employees and achieve the vision of the company. A candidate for the position should also be able to handle challenges with resiliency and consistently inspire staff to collaborate well and perform at a high level despite obstacles.
Thank you to Shakira. The next challenge faced by Starbucks during the recession is decrease in demand. People start to spend their money wisely when they stop buying things that don't need and only buy things that are important. Same thing happened to Starbucks when people decide that a cup of coffee was not worth the price during a recession or when prices were increasing. Even though the drop rates are not as high in the US, have said that recession will affect US Starbucks sales because of the decrease in traffic. Next, effect on controlling is Starbucks to the lower the price. If Starbucks keep doing business during the recession, no demand for its product might be forced to company to the lower its price. During the recession, Starbucks USA could also be forced to offer discount and coupon that will increase sales but will damage the company. Recommendation on this issue is increase or stabilize demand. The most important thing that can be done is to continue in the future without giving out too many coupons and discounts. Starbucks can do this by focusing on Gen Z, the country young people, and using drive-thru, online shopping, and delivery services to attract customers. From the point of view of controlling, bringing coffee to the customer home is part of their strategy to help customers feel better. Other than that, utilizing various methods show that the manager of Starbucks are catering to the organization's goal while making improvement to the situation provide a strong controlling of our manager. To conclude, each and every organization has its own goal and objective to reach. In order for a manager to successfully handle a company, there have been numerous hardships faced by the organization. The challenge will train manager and employer to be more resilient when faced with difficult situations. If handled wisely, the organization will achieve its vision and goal, which is